fellow YouTubers, JJ the Trucker, back from home time, coming to you from the Gorman Pass in Southern California, heading on in towards Central California. You guys might know this better as the Grapevine. If you're from California, you'll know that this is north of Six Flags Magic Mountain, the best of the Six Flags in my opinion. And yeah, so we've been making the long, arduous task of heading up this thing. This is the south side of the Gorman Pass, and then we will head down the Grapevine pretty soon. So why do they call it the Grapevine? Well, it kind of twists and turns, kind of like a grapevine, and it's leading into California's wine country. So it is aptly named the Grapevine. Why not? But it is really, a steep descent, heading downhill, and it's pretty long. So they slow the trucks way down and all that stuff. As if we're not going slow enough here in California, they slow us down even more. So first of all, happy Monday to you guys. It's the Monday before Father's Day. I'm looking forward to that from my dad. I gotta call him and see which steakhouse he wants to go to this year. He moved recently, so gotta see which steakhouse is nearby. He always likes a steak for Father's Day, so that's generally what I get. And it's not spawning any surprises. He doesn't watch these. He can't keep up. But also to him, congratulations. 2 days early today, and then tomorrow is his last day, and he's retiring. So happy retirement, Pops. Yeah, so very happy for him. But that's also a reminder that retirement for me is not that far away. Oh man. So yeah, of course, you already know I'm working on getting my retirement up to where it needs to be. Good thing I got this job. I can do that. That's for sure. This job, man, all the extra. I get to put more in my retirement now than I ever have before in my life. So that is good. All right, we are at the top of the Tejon Pass now. Elevation 4,144 feet. Oh man. So just had my week off. It took 6 full days off. I thought I was going to be able to get things wrapped up a lot faster with my grandmother, but ended up not being the case. Hear that fan? I don't know if you can hear me over that. That's the fan and the Jake brakes. Alright, so the fan's off now. Yeah, all this, it's 83 degrees, so it's not like really hot out here, but the fan's been doing its fair share of cooling this engine off. Got the Jake brakes going. Get on over here. Come on, buddy, you stay in your lane, I'll stay in mine. There we go. So yeah, so I ended up getting into town Monday. My delivery was Monday morning, actually in the town that my grandmother lives in. My delivery appointment was 7 o'clock in the morning. Man, they took their sweet old time getting me unloaded. Of course, it's a place where you pay for lumpers. If you don't know what lumpers are basically the mafia, the mob. They pay you or they charge you to unload. It's like, hey, you want to unload off of our docks, you're gonna have to pay. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So you have to pay them. Now, the shipper ends up paying for it. We gotta pay for it, and then the shipper reimburses us. With Prime, you can do it a couple different ways. Basically, you can call Prime and say, hey, I need an advance on this $350 for lumper fees. They'll put the money on your comm data card. You pay with the comm check, and the money comes out of your settlement, but it's also reimbursed to you directly on that same settlement. So it's basically a wash. As a driver, we're not losing out any money on it. Almost. Mom Data charges $1, a whole freaking dollar, every time we do that. So as an owner-operator, what I get to do is I get to use my business credit card. Gained a little bit of speed here, better slow it down. We're in California, ain't Wyoming, Montana. So I actually do the lumper, pay the lumper with my credit card, therefore avoiding the $1 charge, and my credit card gives me cash back points. So for $350 lumper fee, I get $3.50 back. Plus, I don't have to pay the extra dollar, so that's $4.50, in my pocket. And you might be thinking, man, those are some nickels and dimes. Well, successful businesses run off of nickels and dimes. You got to watch those nickels and dimes, and there are lots of nickels and dimes all over the place for you to watch. So, and it adds up, we get lumper fees all over the place. But anyways, I digress there. The thing about lumpers, especially this one particular lumper company, I don't like to call out companies by name, but if you're in the industry, you know who it is. They're the one that you're going to run into the most. The biggest one, I believe, that's out there, at least the biggest one that I run into. And it's like, man, if you're, generally speaking, general rule of thumb is if you've got lumpers, they are going to take their time. They are slow. It's like they unload one pallet. Look at that truck, 45 zone ahead. 45 on a freaking freeway or interstate or highway, whatever you want to call it. In California, they call them freeways. So, man, I'm going to start slowing down here. They unload one pallet. Like, they have one person assigned to it. It's not like they team up to get this thing, done quickly. They unload one pallet, and then they break that entire pallet down, count it piece by piece, put it all away to where it goes, and then go get the next pallet and do the same thing. So instead of just unloading it, looking at the pallet going, okay, yeah, that's, X amount of pieces, and we'll put it away on our own time. Nope, they put it away on my time, which is not cool. But they do. You would think that if we're paying them, they would, they would speed it up. Give us concierge service. Can we get you any coffee with that? Can we bring you anything for lunch? We're so sorry we're holding you up, Mr. JJ. This won't ever happen again. We appreciate your business. No, it's literally just the opposite. All right, 6% grade. Trucks use low gears. It's just the opposite. They just take their time. They don't care about us truckers. It's all about them. And I guess they feel that they need to go so slow so that they can earn their pay. Even though the pay is basically based off of how many pieces there are, and it's more of a piece count type thing. All right, truck speed limit 35. I need to slow down quite a bit here. I'm gonna go ahead and get behind Mr. Albertson's. What solid red line, white line? You didn't see that. Lower than 35. If I wasn't shooting the video and all that, I might be passing him. Might go, 35, 38 maybe. No, of course not. I would never exceed the speed limit, the posted speed limit, ever. That's just not acceptable. I'll just hang out back here with him. That's alright. I got time on this load. It's all good. So yeah, lumpers, they just take their time. So if there's any indication on that load, lumpers, just know that it's gonna take some time. There was no indication on this one, so I was kind of surprised when they, I got in, checked in with the paperwork, and said, alright, your lumper fee is gonna be blah blah blah. I was like, oh man. Not that I mind paying the lumpers, I actually earn money off of that now. But that just means that they are going to take their time. So by the time they finished, it was, and of course then I have to, fuel up the trailer, get it cleaned out, and drop it off, at a designated port or yard or drop-off spot. Which fortunately there is one in a designated area in this town, or nearby, I should say. But by the time I got all that done, Monday was gone. Monday was just completely gone. I did get a chance to at least get in and see my grandma and visit with her. I visited with her every single day I was there. That was awesome. And I did get a lot done. But man, you know how it is when you got a to-do list of things to do. To-do list creates more on your to-do list. You get something done, and you find out there's more to do. Or you're in the process of getting something done, and there's just more to do. That's just the way it is. So, I was hoping to be done and out of there by Friday. Maybe hit the road on Friday. Nope. All right, maybe Saturday. Nope. So finally, I did get everything done by Saturday, and that also includes my personal stuff, some shopping, and got my laundry done. But yeah, and finally Saturday, it's, you're not going to get good loads out of this area over the weekend. So I was like, you know what? I need some decompression time after dealing with all this too. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take Sunday off all to myself and set me available on Monday. And they did. Yeah, no problem, no issues. It all worked out. I had a good day off yesterday. I relaxed. I didn't do anything productive. Nothing. I didn't do not a one thing. I went out, had a good time in the evening. During the day, I watched TV. I slept in first, but I watched TV. It was a lazy day. But it was fun. It was great. I needed that, man. Boy, I needed that. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. I want to follow up with a few things here, switching topics. Regarding my last video, I was talking about the fuel contracts and stuff like that. A lot of great questions and follow-ups from you guys, and I really appreciate that. So, before we get into the actual question of the week, and yes, question of the week is back, baby. I want to follow up with a few things that I was getting comments on. I was mentioning that Pilot Flying J got the fuel contract for Prime, and there was a little bit of confusion because I did not clarify that. What about the other two? So I can't fuel there, or what's the deal? No more discounts. All right, so we still get deep discounts at the other two, at Love's and at Petro TA. We get discounts that, if you look at the price on the sign versus what we get, we're saving a tremendous amount still, even though it's not the primary contract. There goes that fan again. Oof. Hear that. I don't know why it's so high. I'm only at 200 degrees. There we go. There we go. Now it's cut off. Look at that view. Woo! Farmland of California. There we go. This is the southern part of Central California. Farmland, grapevines. As far as you can see, nuts and grapes are the primary. Some leafy greens they grow out here. Lots of soy. Those are the primary goods that we're going to be seeing out of Central California. Man, this Albertson's truck's going so slow. It's alright. Better to be safe than sorry. Alright. So yeah, we still get really deep discounts on the other two, and yes, I can definitely fuel with these other two, along with Road Rangers in the Midwest and some AmBests. Those are all inside of Prime's fuel network. I use the ComData card. I get discounts compared to the regular prices, so no issues there at all. It's just Pilot Flying J, or the winner of the main contracts, give us even deeper discounts and usually the extra perks, such as the shower power for the first month, and shower power after only 850 gallons, things like that. Or with Loves, last year we got free diamond status all year long. Awesome. Appreciated that. Thank you. In fact, I still have my diamond status for this month too. So this month I'm set. I get free showers, at Loves and Pilots and Flying J's. So yeah, very, very handy. That's for sure. Especially coming off a week of home time. Let's go into the questions of the week here. And this is from Jay Cannon. Jay Cannon's always got some really good questions that he asks, and I appreciate that. Sometimes they're questions that I've answered before or something like that, but he's always got good questions. Now, finally, he's made it to question of the week status. So, Jay Cannon, thank you, buddy. I know you've been sticking in there. You've been a long time sub. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. So he's got 2 questions of the week. Both of them are really good. The first one is, what if we need to fuel or want to fuel outside of Prime's fuel network? What do we do? Can we do that? Or do we have to stick with Prime's fuel network and that's it? So here's the answer to that. We do not need to stick to Prime's fuel network if we don't want to or if we can't for whatever reason. It's highly beneficial for us to, and as company drivers, Prime tells you where you need to fuel, but even then, sometimes that's not feasible. For example, I picked up a trailer, it was a drop-in hook, and it only had a quarter tank of fuel in it, and I was going right up the road to another drop-in hook, and we cannot leave a trailer with only a quarter tank of fuel in it. That's just, no, we just don't do that. It's at least got to be 3/4. It should be full. Oh, look at that, we're at the bottom of the Grapevine. There we go. And now to look at that, to the place called Grapevine. Right there on the side. Alright, we get to go back to our regularly scheduled speed. Now we can start flying at 55 miles an hour. Thanks a lot, California. Still don't like that. Still don't think it should be 55. 65 I can see. 55, oh, it's just too slow. Oh, look at that. Autos with trailers and trucks, 55 maximum. It's all interstates in California. No exceptions. So anyways, I will be passing Albertsons here pretty soon because he's going 50, right? 49, come on. But I got a big old line of trucks passing me, so patience. Anyways, so yeah, so what can I do? Oh, and there were no pilots flying, nothing around in Prime's fuel network, and I needed to fuel this Reefer. So if you are a company driver, what you can do is you go ahead and purchase the fuel somewhere, and you fill out a macro that they've got, and basically you scan the receipt in when you're doing your paperwork, and they make sure to reimburse you that money and get you that money right back. So that's what a company driver would need to do. It's still easy. You're not losing any money. Prime's still paying for the fuel, but you have to call them for and make sure that it has to be a legit reason. Okay. If you're an owner-operator, well, we're paying for the fuel. Now, in this particular case, no, because it's a Reefer. It's Prime's Reefer. They do have stipulation. If you pick up a Reefer that is not full, and you fill it up, they're going to reimburse you for that. Okay. Actually, they're going to charge the previous trucker there. If it's an owner-operator, they're going to charge the previous driver that money. If it's a company driver, then Prime pays for it. So what I did is I called the fuel desk, said, hey, unlock my Prime, my Com Data card for me. So they unlock it, and as long as I go to a place that accepts the Com Data card, I can purchase the fuel. And it was a place. It was, I think it was part of the 19 network, which is Pilot Flying J, but not part. It's Pilot Flying J's for the smaller truckers, not for the fleets. Like Prime. So it's not within our fuel network, but they accepted the Com Data card. Wasn't a big deal. There's no discount. same thing. Call the fuel desk, have them unlock my card. They take it off of my settlement, and it's clean that way. Or in that case, I can use my business credit card, throw it on there, get the points. It's a tax write-off either way. It works out just a smidge better.
Right lane.
It's more convenient because I don't have to deal with it. So, don't have to deal with calling the fuel desk. So anyways, yeah, I hope that helps clarify it. I hope that wasn't too confusing. If you've got follow-up questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer those. Where am I going, by the way? Is that what you're asking? I'm heading up to 2 drops. One in Oregon
on I-5.
and one in the state of Washington. So yeah, I'll be on this 5 quite a ways. So anyways, so Jay Cannon, your second question. This question gets asked a lot, especially in the Prime video. So Prime does a weekly video. Now they do it on Facebook Live, and then they post it on YouTube afterwards. And it's basically the weekly driver meeting. It's public. You guys can check it out if you want. They don't hide anything. It's not for Prime drivers only. Just check out the Prime YouTube channel or the Prime Facebook page, and you can be a part of those meetings too. Even ask questions, on Facebook Live. They'll answer them. You do not have to be a Prime driver. So the question is manual transmissions. If you go through training, do they have any training with manual transmissions? The quick answer is yeah, sure they do. The realistic answer is no, not really. Prime keeps all their trucks new, and all the new trucks are all automated. You can special order a manual transmission, but hardly anybody does. Here's the thing, unless you're going to be going with an older truck, buying an older truck, which you can't in Prime's fleet, there's really no need to have, a manual, that certification saying you've got manual transmission training. I've got no intention of ever getting an older truck that has a manual transmission. But, you can always learn it later on. Now, here's the thing. If you know a trainer at Prime, such as Junior Honduras, and my old trainer, Jeremy, I don't think he's training anymore, though, and if they've got a manual transmission, then you can learn a manual transmission at Prime. They don't say no, and you can be tested in that truck and have your manual transmission endorsement, or more accurately, not have the automatic transmission exemption or something like that. There's an exemption that they put saying you can't drive a manual unless you pass the test on the manual. But 99.9% of Prime drivers do not have manual transmission. No company drivers have manual transmission. Just the owner ops, and it's the only way you can get a manual transmission is if you go through the lease purchase ACE 2 lease portion. You put your money down, and you have to put an extra bit of money down to pay more money for the manual transmission. And you got to put the whole thing down, the entire $14,000 down on top of the extra. So it's a challenge, and you got to order it in advance and all that stuff. Prime really does not want you to do that, because if you end up leaving the company and turning the truck in and walking away from it, well, now they've got a manual transmission truck to sell, which is harder. It's harder to sell. Anybody can drive a manual, anybody can drive an automated, but, only the super truckers, the old school guys, or the very, very, very rare new person is going to be able to drive an automated. It's much harder. Even in my cars, when I was driving 4-wheelers, I prefer manual transmission. There's no doubt. For a while at least, but then they started getting harder and harder to sell. You try and sell these things private party, and people were like, I don't know how to drive stick. Great, you should, but no, they don't. You try and trade it in at the dealership, and they automatically knock, $2,000-$3,000 off of the price, because they're like, yeah, well, you have a hard time selling manual transmissions. It's the way of the world. It's how it's going. You just gotta, face the facts and deal with it. And once you get used to these automated transmissions in these trucks, I love this thing, man. And this is me coming from stick shifts in cars, and yeah, I do understand the concepts of how to shift in a truck. I've been around trucks long enough. I have done it way in the past. Around the yards when I didn't have my license, not on the streets. So I get that, but man, I kind of thought I'd miss having a manual transmission coming in a truck, but I don't. Not with the way these things are set up. There's so much control. I can shift these things manually, no big deal. It works with the integrated cruise control, the adaptive cruise control, which is really nice. It works with with all the safety features. I can still shift manually, and oftentimes I do. You can still select a low gear if you want. You can still skip shift if you want. You just don't have to deal with the clutch. So no more double clutching, no more floating. It's convenient, it's easy. I can stay in a specific gear. Now on the Freightliner, no. It was a bit of a challenge. You have to do a little bit more working to get it to stay in a gear going downhill. But then this Pete, no, I put it in manual mode. It stays in the gear I want unless it's overtaxing the engine, which would be my fault for doing something like that. So it stays in the gear that I want unless it can't. I can put it in low gear. I can, it works really well with the Jake brakes. It's just, there are advantages, significant advantages. Shifting downhill, yeah, manual transmission. You do not want to shift downhill. You miss a gear, you are in trouble. This thing, not a problem shifting downhill. Not a problem at all. Shifting uphill, same thing. I in fact, going up the right before I started this recording, there was a truck practically stopped, going uphill. I think it's because he tried to downshift and couldn't find the gear, and practically came to a stop in order for him to be able to get that thing into gear. Man, that was a dangerous situation. Everybody was slamming on their brakes, trying to go around. It wasn't good, but it happens. I see it happen. But not an automated transmission. Don't got to worry about it. All right, so Jay Cannon, thank you for your questions. Those were awesome. Thank you for everybody for all your comments. Much appreciated. Much love out there for you guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. It's been 30 minutes already of me just flapping my gums at y'all. Hope you've enjoyed the scenery, and if you are interested in driving for Prime, I don't see why you wouldn't be, man. Take a look at some of the other fleets and other options as well. Many do, and many end up choosing for Prime for many good reasons. They are a fantastic company. I got no plans of leaving them anytime soon. I'm very, very happy with them. I just got another great load that I'm extremely happy with. They're not suffering for loads and for miles. You want to work your butt off, they'll give you work to work your butt off. You want to chill out a little bit, you can chill out a little bit. You want to run like me and run decently hard, no problem. They got you. It's easy, and there's plenty of options. You've got, Reefer, refrigerated division like me. There's flatbeds. There's tanker, intermodal. They're getting really big into intermodal right now, especially regional. So if you're wanting to go regional or even local routes, they got that stuff available in certain areas. Great training, great programs, company option or owner-op option. Great benefits for the company drivers, 401k, all that good stuff. They take care of you. That's the bottom line. They really take care of you. I'm happy. So take a look at the link in the description or in my first comment, and you'll get my driver code along with that link. Just go ahead and visit that website. Put in a free, no obligation application. Talk to a recruiter. Get as much information as you want from them. Ask me any questions you want. And I hope to see you around in the family, man. All right. Take care, everybody. I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you for for watching this feature presentation from me, JJ the Trucker. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up or two. I'd appreciate it. That way I know which videos you guys are enjoying. And you know what to do now. That's right. That's right. You see it right there. Click on my face. Click on my face. See what happens when you click on my face. You know you wanna. Other than that, check out some of my other videos for more great content, such as the one YouTube's recommending, the one I'm recommending, or for more free JJ the Trucker merch, check out the other video. Later.